Good morning. Today I'm going to be talking about the power that you can extract from tribe, belonging, and brotherhood, and how that has helped me in my own life surpass certain obstacles, and how that has helped me push forward further along the line and without necessarily remaining stuck in the same spot for a longer time than is necessary. So, for a bit of context, I'm 23. If this is the first time you're watching my channel, I'm 23 and I used to live in France, and now I am in New Zealand. So this is Auckland behind me right now. And I used to live in my own little apartment, paid by my parents, and didn't really do anything, just like played video games all day and just kind of was trying to figure something out basically. And so I came to the conclusion that I couldn't keep doing what I was doing, and I needed to install some change and actually because I felt lost at this point. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was pursuing this private university education, and that was definitely not what I wanted to do. I saw myself in the different job options that they had, and I was like, no, that's not me. That's not the life I want to live. So basically, I started looking at everything that I was doing and what I could do, and the number one thing that helped me understand what I truly wanted to do came from being a part of a group. So I joined a group at this time when I'm 23 right now. I joined a few self-improvement groups actually when I was 21. Yeah, 2021. And so around my 20s, my 21st, somewhere around those lines, I joined a couple groups in self-improvement. So there was a different few groups that I can mention, but not super important. The main thing that is important is the fact that I sought out those groups so that I could put myself in an environment of people that were doing the same thing I was doing, to make it easier for myself to get different perspectives of different people that were in the same environment, seeking the same type of lifestyle. That's the best way to put it, because basically I wanted people that were further ahead from me, that were further along the line, and I wanted to get their perspectives, I wanted to get their opinions, I wanted to get their feedback on what I was doing, and I wanted to be part of a community of people that were doing the same thing I was doing. So that is like a super big external motivator that you can have when you're on your self-improvement journey. It's very hard to do anything by yourself. When you're in a group, everything becomes easier. Like for instance, I remember the first time I went to the gym, I went with one of my friends, and so we used to go together at the same time, just the both of us on a consistent basis. Like we used to go like once a week, and then we went twice a week, and then we went a bit more than that. And what I noticed was like starting things in a group setting is much faster and much easier and much more simple on the mind than just starting by yourself. Because when you start by yourself, I remember the first time I went to the gym, I didn't really commit because I was doing it by myself. I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. So there's definitely that aspect that is very powerful. The fact that you're going with a tribe of people and you're belonging to the group and you're achieving together in a collective sense, it is going to change the game much differently, much better to as if you were going by yourself. So there's definitely that aspect of things that helped me push myself from, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing, to knowing exactly what I want and striving towards that purpose, plus being in a group of like-minded individuals, that makes the external motivation much easier. It's like if you keep each other accountable. I was part of like a lot of different accountability groups at the very start, I remember. And most of these groups were, well, there were people just like me, like at the start of their journey, like not really super advanced, but at the same time they felt more like in control than I was. So that was a good thing, because it would put me in an environment where there was always someone that I could compare myself to that was doing better than me. So that pushed me to do better on a daily basis until I become the best out of those groups, and then I sought out better groups with better people in them to remind myself constantly, like, there are people doing better than me, so I don't have time to just fool around and just waste time and that sort of stuff. If I go in the group, if I log into the group and I see someone being like more successful than I am in business, more successful than I am in the gym, more successful than I am in relationships, I can pinpoint exactly, he has something that I want, he has something better, he has something that I strive towards, so I'm going to take inspiration from that. I know that he has accomplished that, so I know that since he's a human and I'm a human as well, I can achieve the same thing very easily, because we're both the same species and we both have the same like stuff at our disposal when it comes to actually acquiring stuff that we actually want to acquire. So yeah, so there is definitely that aspect of things. You can push each other, either it be subconsciously or within the same group. You actually think about it. You actually think about it in two different ways. So you actually think about it first in a subconscious level. It's like you're pushing each other to do better by the simple fact that you're both inside the same group, and in that group everybody needs to do better because there's a certain like environment that is created by the people within it subconsciously, and the other one is consciously. So consciously setting like rules in place, putting different barriers, different like obligations that you need to perform. Maybe it's like posting, like every day you put together a checklist of like a list of stuff that you need to get done. You post that in the group in the morning, and in the evening you tell the people, this is what I got done today, this is what I didn't get done today. And if you can do that stuff on a consistent basis over like months and years of accountability, you are going to become like super consistent with what you're doing. Plus it's going to be like, it's going to make people be able to call you out on things that you would call yourself out on but didn't do that today. So like for instance, if I say in the morning I'm going to do this list of tasks, and I post in the evening and say like there's one or two tasks I didn't complete, might have people in the group just call me out on it. They're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like like wake up, like you're better than this, like you know you can do better, like why aren't you doing this? And then they might call you out on stuff. Like for instance, I had this example where I've been doing a bunch of different things, and there's a lot of people that kept saying me like, are you sure like recording videos every day is like worth it? Are you sure that pursuing this business way of reaching out to clients, is that really a good idea? Can you not do a more efficient, more beneficial way to yourself to acquire clients quicker in business? And it forced me to look at everything and really think about it, like, is this like actually like a good thing? Is this beneficial? Is this like the best way? Can I not do better than what I'm doing right now? And this is what I'm talking about, because if you're constantly going through that, like how can I do better? How can I do better? How can I do better? And doing that within a group of people that are doing the same thing, you are going to, by default, think like you don't want to be ashamed by the others in the group. You want to feel praised. You want to feel like you belong in the group. You want to feel that sense of brotherhood and that sense of community and that sense of accomplishment within the group that you are in, and pushing yourselves up. Like, instead of having everybody push each other down and making fun of each other, instead you're like, well, I think you're fucking up here. Have you thought about it this way? And then think about it that you start like getting other perspectives, and you start thinking like, actually I'd never thought about it that way. And it just gives you a sense of like, you've got so many different options, so many different thoughts. Like, you would not be able to think about everything by yourself, because if you were only doing everything by yourself, you would probably not get like that many things done in a year. There's a very common thing that happens when a group of people gets together and gets things done and actually thinks critically in the same room, which is basically the same with every group that is actively seeking out to become better, is you push each other, and it is an exponential curve to getting new ideas and creative ideas especially. And it is extremely useful when you're seeking to find ways to improve things, ways to change things, ways to innovate things. You just sit down in a room, even if it's like sitting down with your friends for like an hour, 2 hours a day, or a week, or a month, and just talking about what you're doing and talking about what you've done and talking about everything, and just sharing that with them, and just asking them like, what would you have done? What do you think about this? How do you think about this? What do you think I should have done here instead? Do you think I could have done this differently, and why? Why do you think this would be a better idea? And it just pushes you guys to communicate your thoughts better. I remember I joined a few different groups, and I remember at the start, like, I joined a pretty advanced group with people that were making a lot more money than I was, and they were a lot better trained and a lot more versed in the experience. Like, most of the people in the group were like 30 and above, or like 40, and I was one of the only ones that was like under 25 years old. So like, I'm 23 right now, so I was one of the youngest in the group, and they were giving me so much like great feedback on what I was doing, and it got to the point where I felt like I had to bring a better me to the table to fit in so much that it was just constantly just pushing myself to do better on a daily basis, basically, which is exactly what I wanted. So it managed to push myself out of my comfort zone and strive towards getting stuff done more on a daily basis. So like, I stretch out my schedule, I stretch out the amount of hours I would put into work, I would stretch out and improve myself in all different areas. So like relationships, I would improve myself in the gym, I would improve myself, like I do martial arts, I do Muay Thai and like boxing, so I improve myself on a consistent daily basis on that front. I improve myself, so like I said, in relationships and business, all the different areas that I want to get better at. I would always find a way on a daily basis to get feedback and get advice, and like get other people to tell me like how it is, and like tell me like how can I do better. And the more you do this, the more you go through that loop of, hey, do you think I could do this better? What do you think about this with other people? The more you're gonna get different perspectives, and especially from people in the same environments that you're seeking to be a part of or to be in. If they keep giving you feedback and if they keep giving you advice, and they are the kind of people that have the kind of lifestyle that you want, you're going to get to the point where you are going to get so much advice from them that your life is slowly going to start looking like theirs. So I would make sure that you're taking advice from the people that you want your life to look like theirs. So like, if their life doesn't look like the kind of life that you would like to have or you would aspire to have, I would take what they have to say with a grain of salt. Because if you take advice from people that have a certain lifestyle that you don't want, your life is slowly gonna start looking like theirs. Like, you're the sum of the 5 people that you listen to the most, so, or you hang out with the most. So if you hang out with people that are better than you in relationships, business, financial status, career, skills, anything like physicality, or like getting better in the gym, that kind of stuff, physically, I mean, you can only do better. Like, the sky's the limit. Like, imagine if you had 1 hour of time with any like successful individual, like super successful individual on the planet. If you had like 1 hour of time with one of your choosing on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, so that you could ask them questions, you could ask them feedback, you could ask them how they got done what they've gotten done so far, what's their story, anything that is not documented about them, like on a personal level. They could give you feedback on your situation on a more personal level. That is a superpower, because when you actually think about it, when you combine multiple brains, multiple human minds on the same subject, you are going to get a better result. You are going to get so good at combining thoughts and thinking creatively that you are going to extract so many different ideas, so many different thoughts, and so many different like advantages for yourself and for the people around you, that you are going to get to the point where you're like getting things done like super quick, like thinking through different processes super quickly, and you're going to get to conclusions faster, and you're going to get things done faster and more efficiently, and that kind of stuff. So it is only like an upward spiral when you're in a good environment of people that are always striving to do better, that they're pushing you to do better, they're pushing themselves to do better, and subconsciously they don't want to let you down, and you don't want to let them down either. So you're always going to do that bit extra to bring more to the table, if that makes sense. That's what I noticed being part of different groups. I would say that has changed the way of like I see a lot of different things. Like, I used to be like really stuck in my own ways and just think about like, what can I do right now? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? But if you get someone else on the subject and you say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, this is how I've tried to solve it, how do you think I should do this? Or how do you think I should approach this? Or how do you think I should get this done? And chances are they're going to give you an idea or like something that you're going to start thinking about and that you had never thought about in that way before. So it might just unlock something for you and change your entire life. For instance, a good example would be, I was learning boxing and Muay Thai and martial arts. If you always learn by yourself, like you're self-taught, you're never gonna experience what a professional fighter has experienced, because he has had the help of a mentor. So if it's accountability and consistency within a group and a tribe or brotherhood, getting that accountability, getting that feedback is like basically a superpower, because the more humans you get in the same room to think about one problem, the faster you can solve that problem. So if you can improve the level of connection and the quality of people around you, the caliber of people around you, then you will always come up with better answers to the problems you're trying to solve, better feedback to your current situation, and getting better at just like getting better in your own life. And the other thing is, having a mentor is also a really great idea to get that accountability, get that feedback, get that experience, because that person, it's like, why the fuck would you like reinvent fire when somebody has already done that before? Like I heard that expression a lot from my parents. They kept telling me, why would you reinvent the wheel or reinvent the fire when you can just go see someone else who has done it before? It's like looking up a tutorial on YouTube, or going to class, or going to school, or going to a mentor to ask him questions, getting those answers, and he has those answers. He has more answers than you do. He has more information, more experience. He knows more about the entire universe than you do. So by him just telling you what to do, you're basically just skipping that step of like trial and error, and going through that feedback loop of like, what the fuck, how can I do this properly, how can I do this better, how can I get this done? If you ask him, answer, he gives you the answer. Like it's super quick. Like personally, getting mentors and getting people to teach me how to do stuff has been the fastest way that I've attained most of my knowledge today. I'm only 23. I've only started my business. I already have like a decently successful relationship. I know the game when it comes to relationships. I have improved my physicality a lot. And when I talk to people, they say like, oh, it feels like talking to somebody who's 30 or even maybe like 40 to some extent, because I have experienced more than the average person my age. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of people are going to demonize this sort of stuff, and because they want to justify their own position, and because they're not as advanced as everybody else. But I would say everybody should do their best and bring their best to the table, and just push as far as possible, as fast as possible, if you actually want to make a benefit for the people around you and yourself in the long run. I would say that is the best thing you can do. Just learn from someone else. Just pick someone you actually like their life, and you think that you would like to have stuff that they have, and then work towards that. What kind of qualities do they have? What kind of advice do they give out to people? And just listen to that and just apply it. Just apply yourself on a consistent and daily basis, and you are going to get much more further ahead than most people. Like, if you're learning a skill, like super complicated, something like, I don't know, something like math, or something like science, or something like putting together a website efficiently so that people go on that website and actually want to buy that product or that service that is marketed on that website. Like, I'm speaking from experience right here, personally. That's kind of like tied into my business. So if we're talking about that kind of stuff, it is much easier and much faster to learn it from someone else than to learn it by yourself. It's going to take years and years to understand like how to write good language on that website, how to put the sections properly together, how to design the website properly, how to put the like good colors, good fonts, good like homogeneous development, like design of like how the website looks. I would say the fastest way is to find someone that knows how to do this and has done this a lot, many times, more than you have, and just learn from them. have them teach you. And I think the number one thing that you can invest in the most is improving your skills. So if you can have a mentor that is giving you literally a shortcut to learning things faster, I would heavily invest into that. And it's probably the one thing that is worth any money on the planet. Like if I had $1 million and Elon Musk said, give me $1 million and I'll teach you everything I know and what has helped me get to where I am today, and I'll give you some feedback on a personal level to like get to where I am today, I would give them $1 million. Like I do not care. Like the simple fact that I can talk to him and get advice on my life from a guy as successful as Elon would be extremely helpful in my situation. Like he has a lot of different processes and a lot of different systems and a lot of things that he's learned throughout his life. He's an older man as well. He has more experience. He has more life experience. So he's lived more of a longer life than I have, and he's learned from people as well. So the simple fact that I would be able to learn from that person, and the fact that I would put myself in the same room as he is, be a part of that tribe of people who always want to get better, would make me and make my life better. If I can learn faster, I can learn better, I can get more advantages than the average person. Imagine this. You've got two people. One person is learning it by themselves. Like, it's basically like, let's say you put two people in the gym. One of them has a personal coach and the other one does not. How long do you think it's going to take each person, like who is going to get jacked and lean fastest? Is it the person with the personal coach, or is it the person that just learns from scratch and has to do everything by trial and error? Obviously the guy with the personal coach, because the personal coach has the experience and has that lifelong philosophy of, I've done all of this is how you need to do it, you don't need to think about it, I'm just going to tell you what to do, just boom, boom, boom. So you just have to follow it at that point. So when you actually think about it, it's just super easy. So think about it for a second. Be the kind of person that would go through that kind of philosophy of like, who do you want your life to look like? Who has like a good lifestyle that you want? Who has things that you would like to have? And then listen to them and adopt their thinking, their philosophy, and learn from them as much as you can in order to transform your life to look more like theirs. So that way, since your life is going to look more like theirs, the higher the how do you say this? It's going to make what they have probably yours on like a faster way. Like in a faster way, you like, if it's a basic example, if somebody's rich and you want to be rich, you listen to that rich person. The simple fact that you listen to that rich person and you adopt his thinking, the higher the chance of you becoming rich and your life looking like his is going to be super high. It's going to be much higher than if you were to just try by yourself with nobody to help you out. So that is the same thing in any kind of brotherhood, in any kind of tribe, in any kind of belonging. I would say it's super important that you get advice and feedback from other people, and accountability as well is really important, so that way you never really fall off, when you never get distracted or that kind of stuff. Really important. The other thing is, you also feel great. Like, I don't know if you've ever, everybody has probably experienced this in all different men on the on the earth, is just having fun with the boys, you know? Like, if you have a group of people and they're always striving to do better, but you're always having fun at the same time, like it's basically like the best thing you could have right now. Like imagine you're making money with your friends, you're striving to do better, you're always doing better, you're always pushing yourself to do better with your friends, and you're always having a good time while doing it. Imagine how good life would be if you did that every single day. Like imagine every single day you go out with your boys, you eat food, you go train at the gym, you work together in your businesses, you give each other feedback. Imagine even you could probably create a business with your friends if they're like in it for the long run and they're willing to go through the hardship of doing that. I would heavily recommend it. I've done that myself. I've started a business with one of my best friends that I met online through one of these communities, and we've been talking ever since. We don't really think about that anymore. Like we're just friends. Like we're just like best friends in business, in life, in relationships, in gym. We just share everything. Who cares, bro? Like we just get better every day. It's awesome. Like I heavily recommend like going through your friend list and seeing like, does anybody want to kind of push themselves to do a bit better. And if your current group of friends doesn't want to do that or doesn't really care, then I would suggest seeking out those better friends so that you can implement them and you can help them and you can help yourself by being friends with them in your own life. So that way you create your own brotherhood, you create your own tribe, and you feel a sense of belonging once you have that good brotherhood, masculine energy to take advantage of. So yeah, summarization: get some good friends, get some friends that actually want the best for you, want the best for themselves, want to improve on a daily, consistent basis, and push yourself to do better. Remain accountable and remain consistent and take responsibility for your actions. Be the hero of your opportunities, not the victim of your circumstances, and go get what you want. I hope this video helps, and these rants help people, inspire you guys to do better. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'm happy to respond, to have a conversation, a discussion. I'm happy to share my thoughts and my experience in my value, my knowledge to people. If you want, if you would like, subscribe, and comment and share this video with someone that you think would like the video, like watching, liking, like just listening to it. And yeah, really appreciate you going through this entire video if you have, and I wish you the best. Have a great day, and I'll see you around.